Hi, boys and girls. In math today, we are going to be talking a little bit more about tables and how we can use tables to help us solve problems. So what I'd like you to do is have your math binder out with a pencil and open up to the page that says page 63, complete and interpret a table. We're going to be doing some of these together. On this page, it says, a restaurant makes veggie pizzas with 2 types of crust, thick or thin, and 5 toppings, pineapple, mushrooms, onions, green peppers, or black olives. You can use a table to show all the possible one-topping pizzas. So on this table, we are looking at, there's 2 types of crust, thick and thin. There are 5 possible toppings: pineapple, mushrooms, onions, green peppers, and black olives. So one possibility would be to have a pineapple pizza on thick crust. Another possibility would be to have pineapple on thin. So you could have pineapple on thick crust or pineapple on thin crust. Now I'm going to do some shortcuts in my writing, and you can do this too, because we are going to fill this table out. So where it says mushrooms, so one possibility, and I'm just going to say M for mushrooms on thick, or we could have M on thin. So we could have mushrooms on thick, mushrooms on thin. How about onions? We could have onions, I'm just going to put O on thick, or we could have onions on thin. Now you should be filling this chart in along with me. If you need to pause the video so that you can catch up, go ahead and do that. So for green peppers, I'm going to put GP on thick and GP on thin. We could also have black olives. So I'm going to say BO for black olives on thick, BO on thin. So those are all of the possibilities that we could have for the one-topping pizzas. So let's look at the questions that we can answer based on this. It says, how many one-topping pizzas have thick crust? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know there are 5 toppings that have thick crust. How many have thin crust? Well, that would also be 5. What addition equation could we write to show the total number of pizzas? Well, if there are 5 possibilities for thick and 5 possibilities for thin, we could have a total of, let's see here, 5 plus 5 equals 10. Now, what multiplication equation could we write? Well, let's think about our rows and columns. There are 2 rows, so we could say 2 times how many columns there are? 5. 2 times 5 equals 10. So we could have solved that using addition or multiplication. Now it says for each topping, how many different pizzas are possible? Well, for each topping, they could either be thick or they could be thin. So there are two types possible. What addition equation could you write to show the total number of one-topping pizzas? Well, if each of these has 2 options, we could say 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. I put 5 in there because there are 5 different columns, equals 10. We could have also written that as a multiplication, in that there were 5 topping possibilities times 2 crust choices equal 10. So those are some ways that we could use a table to answer questions. We're going to go through and do some practice together. So go to your next page. Now, on your next page, you may need some scratch paper if there's not room on your worksheet. So we are going to make a table to show the different combinations of these. So for number 10, it says that Rashawn has blue, green, red, and white t-shirts. He has black, blue, and tan pants. How many different outfits can he make? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop presenting for a minute so that you can see what I'm making here. Okay, I wanted you to be able to see my paper more clearly. So it says that he has blue, green, red, and white t-shirts. So I'm going to make 4 columns for blue, green, red, and white. So that's how I started, is these are his t-shirts. Now I have to think about his pants. And he had black, blue, and tan pants. So those are going to be my rows. So he has black, blue, and tan pants, and he has 4 different colors of shirts. So what we're trying to figure out are how many possibilities are there for combinations that he could wear. Well, one would be that he could wear a blue shirt and black pants. That's one possibility. Another possibility is that he could wear a blue shirt and blue pants. A third possibility would be that he could wear a blue shirt and tan pants. So for that blue shirt, there's 3 possible pants that he could wear with it. I'm going to do the same thing for green, red, and white. So green would be able to be with black pants, green with blue pants, green with tan pants. Red, and sometimes I shorten it and just use like R, red with black, red with blue, red with tan. Boy, there's a lot of combinations so far that he could have. What if he wore his white shirt? He could have the white shirt and black pants. He could wear the white shirt and blue pants, or the white shirt and tan pants. So these are all the different possibilities that he could have for his outfits. So it says, our question we want to answer is how many different outfits can he make? So we could count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get 12 that way. Or we could think of it in a shortcut and say, okay, there are 4 possible shirts and 3 possible pants. If I multiply 4 times 3, I get 12. So I could use what I know about arrays and rows and columns to help me figure out my answer. So there are 12 combinations that he could wear for his outfit. Let's do one more together. Number 11 says a gift wrapping service has 4 kinds of wrapping paper: plain, flowers, polka dot, and stripes. So I'm going to write on my chart plain, polka dot, flowers, stripes. So I started off by making the categories of wrapping paper. Then it says that there are 5 colors of ribbon: green, red, blue, yellow, pink. So I have green, red, blue, yellow, pink. So I've made my chart that shows my choices of wrapping paper and my choices of ribbon. Now, I could go through and fill in each box to write down what the possibilities are, but I don't have to because I know the shortcut. I know that if there are 4 types of wrapping paper and 5 kinds of ribbon, I can use multiplication to figure out how many total combinations there are. 4 times 5, well, 5, 10, 15, 20. How many combinations are there? 20. So if I draw the table out, but don't fill it all in, I can still figure out how many combinations there are. So you are going to be doing some practice problems on, there's 3 more problems to do. It says, Mr. Estrada has blue, white, gray, and pink dress shirts. He has a plain tie, a striped tie. He has a plain tie and a striped tie. How many different shirt and tie combinations can he make? So again, you'll draw out a chart and figure out how many combinations does Mr. Estrada have. Then the next one says there are 8 girls and 7 boys in the school play. A boy and girl will talk about the play at the school assembly. How many combinations of one boy and one girl are possible? Now, this one is a little bit tricky because you're going to have to think. If there are 8 girls, that's going to be 8 columns, and 7 boys, that'll be 7 rows. How can you figure out how many possible combinations are there? Now, there's one I want to do together, and that is number 14. Number 14 is a little bit different. It says, Joe's restaurant combines any pasta with any sauce to offer 18 combinations in all. If there are 3 types of pasta, how many types of sauce are there? So there's 18 total combinations. We know that there is 3 pasta, but we don't know how many sauces there are. So in order to figure this out, I need to figure out what times 3 would get me to 18. So if I was counting by threes, how many threes would it take me to get up to 18? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. It took me 6 numbers. So if I had 6 sauces, let's see if this makes sense. 3 pastas and 6 sauces. Does that equal 18 combinations? It does. So my answer will be 6. So that only leaves 2 for you to do on your own today. If you have any questions, please email me, let me know. Otherwise, just do your best.